what's up guys, I'm back here with the VALBY guide. Today I will show you why I think she is the best all-rounder, or like the most versatile Descendant in the game. She can optimally, and at like top 3 honestly, play every playstyle, right? So let's see. Let's start with the greatest build. Supply moisture, obviously to no one's surprise, it's just too good. It gives you flat 20% crit rate on your skill and on your guns. This is massive for damage, and this also unlocks quite a unique interaction with her gun and her dots, right? Now I'll showcase it to you. So pretty much, before I go over the modules, I'll show you why you can invest into both skill damage, gun damage, and tankiness without losing much at all in the direction of skill damage or overall damage. So oh wait, I'm gonna replenish. Okay, so what's the synergy here? You want to puddle, right, to apply supply moisture, and while you do that, you'll apply laundry. While the laundry is a debuff, so you're gonna stack lethal infection. Lethal infection is gonna increase your dots from 30k to 30k, as you can see. So it's like everything boosts each other, right? Your skills boost your gun damage, and your gun damage boosts your dots. So you have such a good output of damage, of consistent DPS with this build. Now I'll go over the modules, or how you can make this possible. So shot focus. Shot focus is great, even if you reduce the modifier, because still your vast majority of your damage is gun damage. And then you more than make up the skill power modifier minus 15 with skill simplification and lethal infection. So you want to go on attack and a battle, so focus on an attribute and skill simplification. Iron defense, because you're a dot dealer, so skill power modifier is much better because your modifiers are low, right? 100%, 100%, 28%, 30%, right? Then you want skill expansion, so you can mob. MP Externall for the duration and the MP for better uptime. Skill insight so you can crit, right? Thanks to supply moisture, this equals roughly 51, 55%, whatever, over 50% crit rate on your dots. And then the synergy, lethal infection. When landing a firearm critical hit on an enemy, inflict it with a debuff, skill power modifier plus 25% at 10 stacks. You're always going to be debuffing the enemy with laundry, so you're always going to have this up, which means your gun damage is going to increase your dots, and your dots apply laundry or puddles, and the puddles increase your crit to your gun damage. So with this build, you're pretty much maximizing both skill damage and gun damage in a really cool synergy, and you can afford to go a lot of HP and skill expansion without losing much damage, right? Because your majority of your damage is gun damage, so you don't care about the rest of the skills, right? If you want the max, and for mobbing, the damage is more than enough without critting. So yeah, that's why I think this is the most valuable character in the game, because you can build her one way and she can do everything at a good level. It's not like you're sacrificing gun damage or you're sacrificing range. No, you can do everything with her. That said, there's another build exclusive to Ultimate VALBY, which is Spiral Tidal Wave. This turns her into more of a support and mobber. You can. I went with amplification control, so this is a bit more effective at mobbing than the other. The other is still great, but you know, more range, better, obviously. But what's this build about? This build is about debuffing. This is specifically for Gluttony also, because this Spiral Tidal Wave has unique interaction where it attracts the impurities of Gluttony, so the ice spheres, and it brings them to him, which you know it's really important for the fight. But what these also do is like Laundry is a debuff on non-attribute resistant decrease by 20%. So you can complement your debuff with Disaster, right? And Lethal Infection, of course. So you're gonna increase your dots, and you're gonna decrease non-attribute and defense. So like this pairs really well with Glaze, for example. And also, I really like the 3 stacks, right? It makes her comfortable for in the long range for farming, right? For chill farming, like for example, I'll leave a clip of the bunny cave, and with this build specifically, makes farming really easy, right? Okay, so yeah, this is a pretty neat build that you can use on Gluttony to be like a more supportive Valby. Let's go over the modules. What changed? You don't need crit because your base crit is awful. It's 5%. So I went with non-attribute Sensitium, whatever. And then I went with amplification control instead of iron defense because you want more range. You don't care that much about damage. Also, you don't need the modifier because you don't have shot focus, which decreases your modifier. Anyway, this is more effective AoE. Yes, you just care about supporting and clearing, right? So this is it. Let's go back now to supply moisture again to talk about components. And the first clip you saw actually, she's extremely bulky because your max HP, you have a lot of max HP, you have a decent amount of defense, and your cleanup actually gives you a 50% damage reduction. So as you could see, I took barely any damage from Gluttony. Of course, it wasn't one of the one-shot skills, but it still doesn't one-shot me. That's the thing with this build, or like Valby. So like Valby is an all-rounder, incredible gun damage, good skill damage, and she's really bulky and has damage reduction in her kit. She literally has everything. But let's go over to the components. There's a lot of options for components. I went with 2 Annihilator and 2 Veteran Marksman for the crit rate and the duration. I didn't go for Marksman because I don't have good substats. But if you want to maximize your damage, Veteran Marksman is the set. If you want to maximize your survivability and utility, Annihilator 2-piece and 2-piece Marksman is the way. Something else you could do is 2 Marksman and 2 Decimator for additional 5% crit rate. Decimator has good main stats, so that would be good. Or you're playing the support build, you can go Slayer, right? For the skill damage. I'd still go with this. Like, this is really good universally. Now let's get to the Reactor. It's gonna be obviously a non-attribute dimension. It's gonna be rare because I like to swap weapons, and now I'll explain why. But you want crit damage and Colossus, obviously. So you're also gonna be pretty powerful. But why do I want a purple instead of a mounted one? Because I do use both weapons in a fight. I use Enduring Legacy mostly for whittling down the weak spot and bringing it to yellow, right? With this build. Then I use Greg during down phase or when I have to do damage, because most of its damage is actually from this unique ability, which does not target weak spots, right? Weak points. So that's why I switch it up. And the reason I'm not going with concentration priority and aiming is because I want a flex slot here, right? To test maybe mental focus with Glay, real life fighter if they fix the interaction with bombardment, which counts as a shot, so it reduces your real life fighter stacks. So that's why I go with fire conductor. And as you can see, this performs really well. But yeah, then Azestra, obviously, for your supportive playstyle. Not min maxed yet, but I will. It's my next weapon to finish. Oh, one thing to add, it's really important to have maxed Greg, like refinement 4, right? It's really important for it to have that output of damage. So that's it. Oh, almost forgot. I'm not gonna include Hydro Pressure Bomb. I don't think this is a good Transcendent. It can be fun. You can make a build around it with maximizing skill cooldown and the flat damage, so no crit. It can be a cool nuke on a few seconds cooldown, but it doesn't leave a laundry, like it doesn't leave a puddle. I just don't like it. Like, it's definitely not as good as the other two. Like, the other two have clear strengths, that the other one it's kind of mid. But yeah. So I think that's it for the guide. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next one, guys.